Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Bunch of Nerds. We're a bunch of nerds talking about a bunch of nerdy shit. I am Jeff. I got John with me. Jalen, our third co-host, is not here. He punched a baby and now he's in prison. Just kidding. I think he's jet lag or something. I didn't read the text message.
He was in
California.
California
Getting back. But yeah, no, this is a fun episode in store for you guys because we are just fresh off of watching the newest installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Thunderbolts. I say we both go around, tell our positives and negatives about this movie. And spoiler alert. Just I usually don't say spoiler alert, but you know what? I'm going to be nice today and say spoiler alert. We're going to be talking deep about everything about this movie. So you've been fair warned. John, did you like it, first of all?
I actually really liked it.
You really liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me your positives. Like, what did you take from this movie, like a positive impact?
It was simple. I felt like it was very simple.
Facts.
And it felt like a phase one movie. We talked about that.
Yeah,
It felt like they didn't think too much about it. It felt like they just, I don't fucking know. It just felt like they just made a simple movie, and it was good.
I think this is getting the same kind of a treatment as the Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, we're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then you see it, it's very, not low budget, but it's about like family.
Yeah.
Tom Toretto, it's about family. But like it's about family, like first and the foremost, in that like a bunch of ragtag people coming together, and us not knowing these characters. I would put Thunderbolts a little bit above Guardians of the Galaxy. Only matters because we've seen all these characters. We kind of know most of their background if you're caught up in the MCU, and then just putting them together in this movie, which is very Avengers-esque, quote unquote. We'll get to it later. Guardians of the Galaxy team up building kind of a situation. And then you get the director who's, I believe, most of this team came from A24, which is A24 is like they're not indie, but they're like the indie feeling, movie making kind of a situation.
It did feel kind of like an indie film. Like,
yeah,
it felt like Iron Man, like the first Iron Man.
Yes, and I would say like the message in this movie too. Like the positives for me is, like you said, they didn't think too much, or they thought they well thought it out.
Yeah.
To where they knew what was going to happen. They knew what kind of movie they wanted to make. They knew who they had, and they just went out and did the damn thing.
Really, I feel like they didn't think about it. I feel like it was very much the opposite. I feel like they just kind of like.
I don't think they overcomplicated it.
They didn't overcomplicate it. They didn't try and do too much. They just kept it simple.
They just took a bunch of side characters that. I mean, I think Yelena is a favorite. She played well.
Florence Pugh is definitely one of my favorites.
Florence, I think she's one of the best parts of Black Widow.
She's the only good part about Black Widow.
I like people got to stop disrespecting Scarlett Johansson's name. She did a lot for
the
MCU.
It was not.
It was not
her fault.
Black Widow should not have coming out. Black Widow should not have came out after Endgame. It should have. They should have. It was just a weird way it came out. She should have had her movie after the first Avengers or something like that, or like back when she was in her heyday.
Yeah.
But Yelena came out of that. Yelena also came out of Hawkeye, which is not talked about enough. I liked Hawkeye, the series, a lot.
It was okay. I didn't hate it.
But she was, again, a pleasant part of that.
You know what the best part about Thunderbolts is? Taskmaster gets shot in the first 10 seconds.
That is, we can. So that goes to my other positives. This movie's funny.
Yeah.
This movie, the whole, I don't think, so two of my things is, or three, I have three total. Didn't overthink it. It was funny as hell, and the choreography. And I think that goes into the hand in hand with the first that scene in the underground bunker. How it's so funny how they're all just pinning at each other.
Right.
They're like not knowing, like, and you kind of get it as soon as you're like, okay, she's here for Ghost, and like you see John Walker, U.S. agent, come out and try to shoot Elena. Like I was like, I see what's going on here, and then I kind of feel bad for Taskmaster. I can't talk today. Taskmaster. Thank you. Because one, they did her dirty in Black Widow, or did the character dirty, because I don't know the background of Taskmaster, but I know. I keep saying it. I don't know. We're just. This is what life is now. I'm gonna say Taskmaster. I can't say Valentine's Day either.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, I usually say Valentine's Day.
Okay, well, you
Like,
just said it
oh,
fine.
yeah, I fucked that up real bad. But no, yeah, her getting shot in the head. That whole this words, the choreography for that fight sequence was amazing.
Oh, it was really good.
Like I told you, my favorite part. Jesus Christ. We need to take a 2-minute break for me to get my shit together.
It's going to take longer than 2 minutes.
My favorite part of that whole entire fight was when it was Ghost versus Taskmaster. and she's like it's a girl. So her whole thing is mimicking the other person's like and knowing what they're going to do. And she does this one scene where she like is like blocking her gunshots and then she like Ghost goes for her legs and she bounces the shield and blocks it. And I was like, oh, that's sick.
That's
and
pretty
then,
cool. Yeah.
And then literally gets shot in the head
like 2 seconds later.
And then like there's the whole scene where like Elena throws a knife at John Walker, misses him. Ghost catches it, throws it at Taskmaster, reflects it back, and then John and like all like that was so well. I haven't seen something like that well
because they're all like evenly matched.
Yes, even though John Walker I feel like should be
better.
He should be better, but yeah,
he's literally like he's not Captain America, but
he is.
Yeah, like he has those same strengths.
Yeah, and I think this movie did a lot for his character too.
Yeah, because it actually kind of made you, I wouldn't say like him, but like
it was sympathetic.
Yeah,
and he was the funny. I think after Red Guardian,
dude, I was dying when
is it the same part? I think is
when Bucky saved him.
Oh, no. He's like, yeah, let's go, Bucky. And then, oh shit.
I just died. The second Bucky like loaded it up and aimed it at him, I just started laughing,
dude. And that whole entire entrance from Bucky,
too,
it
was epic.
It was. See, we don't have moments like that. It was just like it's fan service because it's totally knocking off Terminator 2.
Was
him, you never seen Terminator? God,
no, I haven't.
There's him with the shotgun, one hand cocking it and then shooting the tire out and then blowing up. Like him with the glasses, leather jacket. That's all Terminator.
And like we literally just talked about, like movies rip off from each other all the time.
True.
So like,
but if you do it, if you pay homage to it, but also make it like your own thing, yeah. But like that's cool, John Walker, like. Goes in my other positive. This movie's funny. Like we just literally quoted a scene. I couldn't remember the last time where I was gut busting laughing at a Marvel movie and then came out of the theater just like knowing lines.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think Deadpool and Wolverine so much though because that's Deadpool's thing.
And also Deadpool and Wolverine was not a good movie. It was entertaining.
It's just this nostalgia base.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but it wasn't a good movie. I feel like Thunderbolts was a good movie. Entertaining, funny.
Yeah, that's why I'm too scared to go back to No Way Home and watch. Well, also it's not available anywhere to stream. But like, I'm scared to watch No Way Home with Spider-Man because I'm like, is it just nostalgia bait? Because I got to see my favorite too. It's been a while since I watched it
because I was enjoying that movie before
they came in.
They ever came in.
Okay. Well, it's also nostalgia bait because the villains are the ones you're seeing from your childhood.
It's true, but I don't know. I felt like I enjoyed that movie though.
Yeah.
Like when I go back and watch Deadpool and Wolverine, it's not as good the first time as the first.
It's
not
the shock factor.
Yeah, and then when I went back and watched No Way Home, I still enjoyed that movie.
And maybe it's because it's been a year since I've watched Deadpool and Wolverine. There's not like a lot. There's not like lines other than like him saying. Like suck it, Disney. I'm going to Disney World. Like the camera, like that was pretty. Like that's a memorable thing.
Or
but
when
like,
he's like, "Till you're 90."
Yeah, but like maybe it's because it's fresh in my head. Because Thunderbolts, it was just so funny, and it wasn't like trying. Like Deadpool is not trying. Like he's trying because that's his thing.
His character. Yeah.
But like my favorite. So you put yours as a favorite as like the whole oh shit. That's a good one. My favorite one was like they're in the getaway thing. And they get stopped at the checkpoint. He's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And he's talking jargon, and the guy's like getting more suspicious. He's like, "No, I'm gonna need your credentials. Like, let me see your credentials." And he just looks at him. No. And everybody's just like, "What the hell?" I like how they build off his character more because I feel like he got done dirty in Falcon Winter Soldier because
John Walker.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry. You're Captain America. Captain America is, I think, just a top-ranking soldier, correct? Maybe like a CIA. What would Captain America be?
I feel like you can't feel like Captain America has to be a soldier,
right?
Or some sort of like
military something, covert op, like maybe black ops something. I don't know.
No, because even that, because like when you think of like, when you think of even Sam was a soldier.
Yeah, but like if I'm going back to like Winter Soldier, like he was doing covert operation. Like the whole first opening thing was him on that ship.
Oh, I see. You're talking about like current Captain America.
Yeah, like I'm saying like current Captain America is like a soldier / like covert operations guy.
Well, I'm saying,
but
like,
he can do both because he's known.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Captain America is like he has to have a soldier background.
Yeah,
you can't just put a random guy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in Falcon Winter Soldier, the reason like didn't he get disavowed and like it was like a mock like for what? Killing a terrorist? Like he did execute the reason. Like if you didn't remember,
I'm trying to remember.
So like there was one of the terrorist groups, the Flag Smashers. One of them killed his friend, his best friend, and he just died. And he was going rage.
Right.
And so he killed someone in the streets.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a public execution with the Captain American shield. With the whole visual. With the blood
because he went like
But like, is that so bad? He killed a terrorist.
Yeah,
and I love it. They addressed
like,
it in the movie too. He's like, "Didn't you kill someone, like an innocent person?" He was like, "Define innocent."
Yeah,
because I'm like, I get that.
Yeah, no, I get it too, but like, how you go about things, it matters.
I guess it's true. It looks bad for America, but like then like he disavowed, and then like his whole family situation.
Because you can't just execute somebody in the street and expect there not to be some sort of consequences.
You can if they're a terrorist. American streets is probably not okay because but doesn't it happen all the time?
I mean,
you're in the army.
I mean, for me, well, we would have consequences if we did that.
If you go into someone else,
if somebody would be
a threat,
if someone is an active threat
and they run into the streets,
you have any type of green light to kill them. But this guy was laying on his back. He didn't have a weapon.
I mean, yes, you guys are right. He did subdue him already.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. That's like. Here with now, like cops and killing.
We also, if we were to like us, we're trained different than cops.
Okay,
we're trained to kill a motherfucker. Cops are trained to
de-escalate, and all that stuff.
So, and we do have de-escalation as well, but that's only when we're on U.S. soil.
Gotcha.
When we're overseas, we'll get told whether if anybody's in there, they are the enemy. If you see anybody that's not a U.S. soldier, kill them.
Damn. Okay.
And that includes kids.
Oh shit.
Because they'll use kids to carry bombs.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids have gotten killed by U.S. soldiers because they were carrying bombs. Run them towards. It happened in American Sniper.
I was going to say, that's like I think that came to like the public's like forefront when they showed that trailer in the American Sniper. Great movie.
And it's not exactly accurate, but the book was good. But
like I said, Hollywood, baby. Takes a little British. But yeah, no, John Walker, we can go through all the characters. Ghost.
She was cool.
I mean, she's kind of like, I don't want to be like, her actress is really cool. Her character, but it wasn't my favorite of the team, but like still there and still part of the team.
I feel like Yelena and probably Bucky were the two main.
Oh yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah.
Bucky.
I feel like Yelena more than Bucky though.
No, this was Yelena's movie. She was Florence Pugh was the top of the call sheet.
I was cool with it.
Oh yeah, no, she can carry a movie.
No, she did really good. I wasn't like, they're basically using her as the Black Widow replacement, sort of.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, like that's all these people getting replaced. Sam Wilson replacing Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Yelena replacing Natasha Romanoff. I think are the two best ones so far.
Talk about there's three endings I want to talk about.
Okay, with three endings.
Because there's three endings of the movie, basically. Like, they have the final scene, they have the mid-credit scene.
Oh, yeah.
So the first one, I loved the mid-credit scene when he was talking about on the box. I was dying.
So, like, before we get into that, before we get into the ending, I think we should cover the marketing for this movie. Because this movie was so much well marketed than any other thing. I think that's another... I think Marvel knew they had a hit on their hands, so they marketed the shit. Like they had. Have you been to EMAX? There's a movie theater in Hamilton Town Center.
Yeah,
have you seen like the Wheaties box
Yeah.
promotion? I remember walking in like, why the fuck are they on a Wheaties box?
Oh, I was doing the same thing.
And I was just like,
I just kind of went with it. Yeah.
And then they dropped the trailer. We're like the Wheaties box, and then they made it the whole thing into the movie. I'm like, this is great marketing. Only thing that's missing is them actually being on a Wheaties box. Yeah. Like if I go to the grocery store tomorrow, and I see them buying it.
Yeah. I was thinking that. During that scene, I was like, damn, I'm going to the store and see if I can find a Wheaties box. Which I would. Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah. And then facts.
Yeah.
And then they've had other things where like they've had I know like bigger YouTubers that have like talk about this stuff. Mm-hmm. They've had like surprise drop-ins from Red Guardian's limo service, and they give them like little special packs, and you call a number, and it's like a pre-recorded hello, like I am like it's like a bunch. They're doing a bunch of stuff because they know that they have a hit on their hands. But to get into your point of the ending of this movie, it makes sense now because spoiler, they're the new Avengers. They were marketing this movie like it's an Avengers movie, just not calling it the Avengers.
Which now they have that thing where they're peeling off the
Also a little early, right? Like
I feel like and here's the thing, if they're about to go to, because we talked about this, there might I think there's a potential in them making Civil War 2.
Yes. They said we can talk about that after. Yeah.
Why don't they just combine them?
We might get that explanation in Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm just like, they were talking about that. I'm like, it's Bucky and Sam, they're friends. Like, why wouldn't they just say, hey, why don't we quit being?
Because probably most of them. So I have two things, and one of them I'm not going to steal as my idea. I think one of them I was watching a new Rockstars video. They're another YouTube channel that does deep dives and stuff like that, and he was talking about what could possibly be the rift, and we haven't talked about it, but Bob, Jesus Christ, Bob, what a goat, the goat of this movie.
Yeah,
if we were to do a drinking game to this movie, it'd be drink every time that they say the word Bob, because they say the word Bob, they must do.
I know what we should do.
That actually is a good idea. Just go back to the theater to have 2 beers, like right, we're going Bob.
Well, I'm saying when it comes out on Disney Plus, just take shots.
Hell yeah, we'll record it and put it on the channel too.
That's a horrible idea.
But Bob being the Sentry, I think that wasn't really a spoiler. Everyone knew that was going to be the.
I did not.
You really didn't know?
I thought. Well, I knew Bob when I realized Sentry was going to be in it when I saw a spoiler on Instagram or some shit. I was like, I was there. I was with you when I saw it. I was like, oh, he's in Thunderbolts.
Oh shit! Was it when you came to my window and I was watching that video?
No, this was
before that
same night.
Okay, got you.
And I was like, oh, Sentry.
No. So yeah, Sentry is in, and Sentry is just OP.
Yeah.
OP. He basically, without breaking even a sweat. I didn't know he had force powers.
I know, right?
I thought he was I thought he was Superman, but had telepathy, kind of can see things, and they kind of do that with the Void, his darker half, which is the main villain of this story, was the Void, the darker half of Sentry. But he was too OP, and so then he turns into the Void. Everything goes to shit. New York just goes blacked out. Everyone's dude.
He can't use his powers without the Void coming out.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's what the thing is.
This is where we need Jalen.
Yeah, right. Because I think the Sentry and the Void are basically tied. When he uses his power, he might get this feeling of oh yeah, I'm so powerful, and then the darkness kind of creeps into your head.
He's got I feel like you can control that. I feel like you have to practice controlling that, but
yeah. But I think for now, maybe for story wise, they're gonna keep him as
he's kind of OP. It's probably gonna be like a.
But I love Bob though. I just love Bob.
It's probably gonna be like a what is it, Code Green kind of thing with the Hulk?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And so I think what the guy on New Rockstars was talking about, which I think is might be a good kind of way to keep the rift, is that Sam being more of the soldier, established Captain America, wants to keep tabs on Bob because of what he did, and because Steve Rogers kind of saved Bucky in the way where he doesn't know what Bucky was how the whole thing was oh, he's under a spell kind of thing. I think Bucky is now putting that protection on Bob and doesn't want to give up Bob to the American government, or I don't know which one's government sponsored.
So wait, did they talk? I know they talked about Sam rebuilding the Avengers
and the end of Brave New World. Yeah.
But that was an actual thing he was doing? Because I don't remember that.
They didn't show it.
Okay, they just talked about him doing it.
They just talked about it, and then...
So who's going to be in his Avengers?
So I think...
Probably his Falcon dude.
Yeah, so we got... Avengers without the Z.
I love that.
That was a funny thing.
I think he might be my favorite character in that
movie. Red Guardian was awesome. So I think he has like Shang-Chi. He could be there because he knows. I think at the end of his post credit, he was like meeting Captain Marvel and the Hulk. So he's in part of this. He's been introduced to that.
The Hulk would be.
The Hulk. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if the Hulk. He would have.
Which they need to bring back, like Angry Hulk again.
They're not. They might, but I don't know.
They need to it's stupid.
So you got Shang-Chi, Bruce Banner's Hulk, She-Hulk might be in it. Come on.
Every time I see her with her curly hair, it just reminds me of broccoli. Like
Jesus Christ. You have Ant-Man. I think him and Scott Lang are still on good terms.
Tic Tac.
Maybe Hawkeye if he's not retired. Then maybe Kate Bishop.
I heard a thing about Jeremy Renner being done.
Done?
Yeah, because they offered him Hawkeye season 2.
Yeah,
but they were going to pay him less than they did.
He's
Hawkeye
not done.
season 1. So
he's not done. They're just going to give him more money and he's going to come back.
Maybe eventually, but I don't think they won't give him another Hawkeye show or another season
2.
We
don't need one.
We don't need it.
I was like, we
need the first one.
Get out of it. Well, the first one was fun. I like the first one. It set up Wilson Fisk. It gave us Wilson Fisk back.
Sure. I still haven't finished that show.
I watch it during Christmas time because it's like a Christmas time thing.
It's like Die Hard.
Yeah, honestly. And apparently, fun fact, it's funny you said that because I was told that the original script for Thunderbolts was a Die Hard situation. That the underground thing that they were in the whole entire movie, like in the first half of the movie, that was going to be the whole movie. Them learning how to work together as a team to escape that. And then...
That sounds boring as fuck.
And then the Sentry wouldn't be the villain. I think they would have put Baron Zemo as the villain.
Oh.
And Taskmaster would... Jesus Christ. Taskmaster would have lived and done her thing, but they switched it up, and I was like, I kind of like this new one.
I'm happy they didn't. I'm happy they didn't do that.
Don't get me wrong. I love a good like stay at one.
But I feel like that would
have
been too simple though.
You're right,
because I feel like when they did this, they set up a lot.
If you do it that way, you have to punch up and make it more funny, make it more. Yeah, and I don't know how Bob's powers would have played out in like a one. We don't know. I like the way they did it.
I'm happy with the way they did it.
Yeah.
So that final scene though.
Yeah. So okay. So review of this movie. We both like it. I would say, what would you give it? Like I'd give it a solid 8.
I'd give it an 8.5, 9.
This is
this
five.
Was the first, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying. I think I still. Personally, I think I put Shang-Chi. That's just my type of movie. I like it.
Okay.
And then I put Thunderbolts as like my favorite in this post-Endgame. Well, No Way Home. Well, that's not fair, but...
Yeah, No Way Home is my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But no, Thunderbolts is my favorite Marvel movie in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like I got tired of these either bad or mediocre Marvel projects.
Facts.
Thunderbolts got me excited about Marvel again. I was
that's what my question was. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's lead
now. I'm getting excited for Doomsday. Like,
okay.
I'm like, let's fucking go.
Before that, the post-credit scene sets up Fantastic Four. Now, we were talking about this. Your hype was like, okay, is your hype any more? Okay, it's gone up.
It's gone up.
Okay,
now I'm like, because now I'm interested. So my guess is they go into space to stop Galactus. Is my guess.
Yeah.
And then they get blasted forwards, different universe, whatever.
Yep.
And into our universe. And that's them coming back at that moment. Because they were just saying they were having issues. Something was going on in space.
Yeah.
And which I don't think, except for Sentry, I don't think any of them is equipped to do anything in space.
Hell no.
Yeah,
they all point and shoot.
Right. Yeah, they all do the same thing. Yeah.
She said it like, do we all just punch and shoot? Is that what
is Bucky? I know Bucky has the metal arm. Is the rest of him a super soldier?
Yeah, he's a super soldier. Yeah.
Okay. Because I never understood if the rest of him was just normal and his metal arm was the one
I think he's just left-handed.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Well, if I had a metal arm, that'd be my main arm.
Yeah, I think it's this what he. I think it's also vibranium. So it's like,
yeah, I love it how he pulled it out of the dishwasher.
Yeah, he's just eating with like and it's going to stand. And did they ever talk about why he's a congressman, or how he became a congressman?
He was running for congressman,
but they didn't say like why. It was just random. I was like, why Bucky?
Because why not? I mean, they took away Captain America from him. Might as well.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, no, end credit scene. Basically, if you haven't seen it, if you're
Was he still a congressman at the end of that movie?
can you be a congressman and an Avenger?
I mean, why not? There's no law against it.
I mean, fair, but it's just like I feel like it's conflicting.
How's that conflicting?
Because what if you want to go do something and then the Congress says you can't? I'm like, well, what if I want to? It's like you're always going to vote yes for it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know politics. Yeah, but no, it basically shows how two main things we got from the post-credit scene is that Sam Wilson is forming his Avengers, and they are not on good terms with the new Avengers because I don't know if we skipped over this. At the end of this movie, if you're still listening to this, you probably know what we're talking about. Val basically came out and said, this is the new Avengers, because the Avengers aren't coming. They kind of set that up during the movie. Avengers have been disbanded, all that stuff. So like, hey, here's opportunity. She saw an opportunity to kind of clean up her mess, because the whole point of this was she wanted Century to be like her Superman. Yeah. I like how she stole the tagline for Avengers. She said, Earth's mightiest hero instead of heroes. I was like, okay, I see what she's doing. And then you can see the wheels turn in her head.
Which I don't think she put it very well, and I kind of liked it. Like, there's no such thing as good people and bad people. There's just bad people and then even worse people or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
It's a bar, low-key.
Yeah, and I'm like, I get what she's saying. I don't necessarily agree with her.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I think you do need people like her.
It's a good, how am I trying to say? That's when you know that you have a good antagonist, is when she says, they say stuff and you're like,
that makes sense.
Okay, I can see that perspective.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But
I can see it.
But also, like, I agree with it to a point. Like, I do believe you need people
Everyone
like that.
has their darkness.
Yeah. And I do believe you need people like that, but also those people do things that goes too far.
Yeah, that's why I could never be a cop, a police officer, or like a military guy, is because I know that I don't think I could pull the trigger, one, on a person, or two, if you're not in my immediate danger, like if someone's breaking in my house, that's one thing I can probably fuck somebody up because my instincts. But like if I'm outside and like something happens, I'm like, my instinct is to run away.
Like, so you wouldn't be, so if you're flying a drone, you would be able to press the button to blow up a terrorist or something?
I probably wouldn't. Yeah. That's me. I'm not built that way. I would cry over it. It would give me nightmares and I would be fucked up for good. Personally, that's just me.
I would have way too much fun. I'll be like, die, motherfuckers!
Jesus Christ. And I think it's because you get that perspective because you're in the military. You've seen like like inner hand of like how the protection of this country works.
Well, that and like when someone in the military makes their first kill, it's considered a good thing.
Why? Because you kind of get that monkey off your back.
Well, no, it's just like because it's your job. It's literally in your job description. So as an infantryman, anyways. So. When you get that first kill, you can't treat it as a bad thing. You have to treat it like you're excited to do it. It's a different perspective that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
But it's just something, it's not like a cop where there's all these investigations. Even if it's a justified shooting, if as a soldier, you need to have that mentality because you're probably going to have to do it again.
And you can probably say that's the same thing with heroes too. Like superheroes, like especially in this world that they set up in the Thunderbolts, like especially with all these heroes being assassins. You got I'm pretty sure Elena's assassin, Taskmaster was assassin. Well, I'm not fucking Taskmaster. It wasn't in the fucking movie.
They're all like assassins.
Ghost was assassins. Yeah, and then John Walker was literally a soldier.
Yeah,
a super soldier who literally did a public execution. So like, I can see the full thing, but you can see her head turning like, oh, I can market these guys to be actual heroes.
Yeah, and that's another thing about John Walker killing the guy, because he Captain America's portrayed supposed to be as this like wholesome American, and then you see him brutally murder.
Yeah, because he was fucking him up with that shield.
Yeah, and like it's different if you see Punisher do that. Everyone expects Punisher to do that, but like.
But I just picture in my head just like Punisher, like I literally switched out the head. I'm just like, I just hear people like one guy in the crowd saying, "Damn, that's fucked up, man." And just goes about his business. Yeah. But if Captain America does it, like, oh no,
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Well, it's like when the Joker in The Dark Knight where he's like everyone panics when things things go according to plan. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like a truck full of soldiers gets blown up. It's according to plan. It happens.
Yeah.
But when you say a mayor's gonna die, everyone
loses their minds.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
what a great movie.
It's all a part of the plan, and people don't like surprises.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, but
The movie's deep.
it is. Dude, I love movies. Thunderbolts. I love the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, end credits, setting up the new Avengers. So now there's 2 Avengers teams in the MCU, which possibly could set up what's going to happen in Doomsday, or it could possibly set up if Captain America has another movie, they can set up Civil War 2. That'd be kind of fun. There's a lot of possibilities. What if there's a possibility is that the Fantastic Four aren't even in that ship? What if it's Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. coming in? Ooh, that's what I think is going to happen. That ship's going to come back. I said in the last podcast, I said when Jalen said that the leak said that they're originally from the 616, get lost in the 60s, go to the retro world, then come back. I said, what if Dr. Doom hikes a ride on that? And that's how we get RDJ variant in the 616 MCU universe.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. It could happen.
Yeah.
Or I've heard another theory, like what if it's like an arc and like it's going from planet to planet, and so like the X-Men are on there too. Like it's like saving people, so like they know their universe gets destroyed in Fantastic Four. The post-credit scene for them was probably like them stopping in that universe where Monica Rambeau went in the end of Marvels. Did you see the Marvels?
Bro, you lost me a long time ago. Wait, back up. How'd you get to the X-Men?
So, because the X-Men are going to be in Doomsday. That's confirmed. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so you're with me.
Okay.
Fantastic Four, originally from 616, get lost, do their movie. They're in that universe. At the end of their movie, this is all speculation. The Galactus destroys that world, and they leave it on their rocket first. And so they know that the incursions are happening, worlds are dying. So they go to another universe, and they end up in the same universe as the X-Men, and their universe starts dying too. Maybe they pick them up, because maybe Doom is doing all this stuff and making Battle World early. And so what if it's like an arc for superheroes, and they're just kind of picking up every single person from every Earth and then making their way to 616.
Like, bye, bitch.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, maybe it's not. That'd be kind of cool if it did, but like, I'm just speculation. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of things, but one thing I've learned is it's
just
never
watch.
It's also it's never any of the theories. Like,
what's the movie that I literally got spoiled for me because I watched the leaks and it happened. It was one of the Marvel movies. I was like, oh, this is literally what the leaks I read was. Oh, I think it was Wakanda Forever.
Oh, I never saw that.
You never saw Wakanda Forever?
I haven't.
Oh, Black Panther. He might be on
He?
Shit! It's a girl now.
Yeah.
She might be on Sam Wilson's Avengers.
Oh, yeah. I was reading. No, not reading. I was watching a video. And this dude, he's pretty plugged in. He was saying that that Doomsday was supposed to come out in 2024. But then COVID fucked everything up. It was supposed to be, everything was supposed to be moved forward.
I thought it was King's Dynasty before it was Doomsday.
They were still going to do Doomsday, but after King Dynasty. But King Dynasty also, they changed stuff because Jonathan Majors was in Loki and just killed it. That's when they decided to do King Dynasty. So I think they were going to do Doomsday, and then King Dynasty happened, and they were put off Doomsday. But now they're going back to Doomsday.
Got you.
Yeah. But that's not even where I was going with it. They were going to have Captain Marvel, Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther, and Spider-Man be the three.
Oh yeah,
faces.
no, yeah.
And then obviously,
I thought Doctor Strange was going to be in there too.
No, they were just going to have those three be the main faces of it.
Of
Marvel.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Doctor Strange was going to be in there too.
Maybe, but then Chadwick Boseman died.
Yep. No one likes Brie Larson.
No one likes Brie Larson.
And then Spider-Man is owned by Sony.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I thought Doctor Strange was supposed to be. Yeah, I feel like Brie Larson gets a bad rap, but also I don't watch her press junkets enough for me to care.
Also, Don Cheadle cannot stand her.
Don Cheadle? I love Don Cheadle.
I love Don Cheadle too. But
I love him ever since
have you seen him like in doing interviews with her?
No.
Oh, dude, he cannot stand her.
Really?
Like, I'm not a body language expert, but when it's that obvious.
I just love I go back and rewatch that the him and Mark Ruffalo interview when he spoiled the whole entire Infinity Wars and I thought it was a joke. Have you not seen that?
Or he was like, everybody died.
Yeah, he was like, dude. He was like, am I in trouble? Like, I'm in trouble. Stop talking about it. And like, everybody thought that they were acting, and his like, with the context of after watching Infinity War
like,
and knowing that he's not acting, he's just really pissed at Mark Ruffalo at that moment. Yeah, he was like, you fucked up.
Have you seen the one with all the ones with Tom Holland too?
I've seen.
Where he's like on Jimmy Kimmel.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen the one where this guy, they were interviewing. What's his name? Not Toby, not Tom. Andrew Garfield. Yeah. And the guy was like, I knew you were going to be in No Way Home. He was like, how'd you know? It's like, because Tom Holland, he ruined it. Because he was talking about, like, apparently they were in an interview with Zendaya, and he was just, like, talking about the scene where she falls and, like, she gets cat. Yeah. He was like, oh, that looked like fun. I wasn't there. And then you see his face go like,
oh, shit.
Like, he just goes blank stare death, and he comes back to the interview, and then Andrew Garfield's like, God damn it.
He just talks too much. He gets excited and talks too much. But, no, the one where he's on Jimmy Kimmel, he's talking about how they tried to trick him and say that they gave him a wrong script.
Yeah.
And he thought it was fake because it says Spider-Man's in space. And
that's supposed to be because he went in the Infinity War.
And then you see the chick who plays Mantis, her eyes get wide. Robert Downey Jr. tries to like deflect it because it had a bunch of them there.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Kimmel's like, I don't even know how to react to what Tom just said. He goes, what did I just say? And he goes, Spider-Man's in space. And then Robert Downey Jr.'s like, it's like Men in Black. Every 5 seconds we just wipe it.
No, that's not really a big spoiler.
No, it's not, but it's
like
funny.
It's a thing that you didn't know was going to happen in Spider-Man. That's actually hilarious.
It's something you're not supposed to say.
I didn't know. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I've only seen the No Way Home one. Oh God, that's fun.
Yeah.
All right, Thunderbolts, good movie. You guys go check it out. If you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, tell us your thoughts. But another thing has come out that we both watched on Disney Plus. Tales of the Underworld. It's the 3rd season in the Tales of
it's
short.
A separate show.
Well, I call them seasons because it's 3 seasons. Because it's just, I call them the Tales of.
I think they just should have called it Tales and then had each season be like. That way you don't have.
That makes it too easy. I mean, and I get the marketing team. They're wanting like because it's 3 different stories or 3 different eras not eras. I don't even know how to say it.
Tales of the Empire was kind of weak.
I never watched Tales of the Empire.
It was kind of.
I only watched Tales of the Underworld because you guys told me to watch it, and I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah, it's really good.
Makes me want to go back and watch the Empire.
Yeah, me too. But I just want to watch the Empire because it has Thrawn in it. But no, Dave Filoni can fucking cook with this animation.
Yeah, see, I know
He's still trying to get the hang of live action, but
no I just wish they didn't do that animation style. I think it's the cheapest.
I love that animation style.
You love that animation style
in Tales of the Underworld or
it's all their animation. It's just Lucas Oil animation or Lucas Arts animation, right?
I love that. See, that's the animation style I love with Clone Wars. I don't really like the Rebels one because it's a little different. But Clone Wars animation,
it's all blocky.
But in Clone Wars animation, the new one, like season 7,
no, it looks good.
It looks so good.
It's because of the modern technology. Yeah. They made it like sharpened it and crisped it, whatever.
Yeah.
Color look really like when the first opening shot of Tales of Underworld, I'm like, damn, like this. Okay, this looks good, but like it's just jarring to me. Like my favorite animation style is like the American anime style. So like. Avatar, Voltron, Thundercats, the new ones, all those stuff.
Yeah,
those are that's or Vox Machina or on.
My opinion isn't popular, but I hated Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, you're not.
It took me out of it. I could not.
Paige doesn't like it because it gives her headaches. Because she thought it was 3. I remember watching the first one in theater. She was like, "Is this supposed to be 3D? Like, do I need to go get glasses?" I'm like, "No, I don't think it's."
Do I need to go get glasses?
Yeah, but I love that animation style because it's so crisp. My favorite animation style, I thought
it was too flashy.
It's a fucking comic book.
I know.
It's a live action comic book, or come to life comic book.
So are you saying you didn't like season 7 Clone Wars animation?
No.
I thought that was amazing.
The Clone Wars season 7. So like, I'm not a big Clone Wars guy. Like, I'm not a guy who sat down and watched every single episode of Clone Wars. I've seen most of the major arcs in Clone Wars. I'll go back and watch a couple episodes here now and there and again. Like when Ahsoka came out, I will rewatch all the arcs that I needed to for that and
Disney
Rebels.
Plus even lays it out for you too.
Yeah, and that's really convenient.
Yeah,
but it's just, I think there are better looking forms out there. I loved the last season of Clone Wars because of the story. The story was good, and when they do partake in their fight scenes, the fight scenes are so fast paced and things like that. That's all mocap.
Yeah, it's Ray Park, who played Darth Maul in Phantom Menace, did the mocap for Darth Maul in Clone
So
Wars.
is it all their lightsaber fights in animation mocap?
In season 7, yeah.
How about Tales of the Underworld?
Probably not that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying in general that just looks. The fight scenes are the only thing I like because it's fast paced and it's like that. But everything else, like, I'm not a fan of just the block in their eyes. They look droopy. Well, you know me. I'm an arcane guy.
Season 1 of Clone Wars, definitely was.
Well, I can't fault them for that because it's
season 1.
Yeah, it's old. It's like when they came out.
It gets better each season. Everything in Clone Wars just gets better each season.
You know what I miss? Did Dave Filoni do the original Clone Wars animation, 2D animation? No. That shit goes hard.
It was Kopsky or some shit.
I like that person. No, I hate the animation, but I did
not like that show.
Shut the fuck.
I could get murdered for that.
Without that show, we have no Sans Ventress.
It's true, and we also have no General Grievous. Okay, when I say I don't mean I dislike that show. I like my Clone Wars better. I like the newer Clone Wars better.
It was also like it was more similar to the Tales of the Underworld. It was just like 15-minute episodes.
Yeah, it was like Cartoon Network in between shows.
Yeah. I remember when that but you can't tell me that Asajj Ventress versus Anakin isn't like a dope fight scene.
Oh, it's awesome. No, okay. I don't mean to say I dislike that show. I like the newer Clone Wars better.
That's fair. But no, Tales of the Underworld, I liked it. It's just like I looked over what I said. Get over what I said about the animation style. I get it. Not every animation style is going to be what I like. I'm a person who focuses on story. That's my thing. I like, if you can captivate me on story, then be damned what animation style you look like. Like for we were talking about the Spider-Man cartoon that came out. The animation style was jarring to me because it was kind of weird, but the story was so good I got over it. And kind of like with this too.
I can do the same thing. If I don't like the animation style, it's harder to get my attention.
Yeah,
but if the story's good, I can get over it.
Yeah, you should watch Arcane then.
I tried.
God damn it. But yeah, no, Tales of the Underworld. So the first part of this season was Asajj Ventress. Hurst, I didn't know she died.
Yeah,
did not know that. So this is after she died. She came back to life.
That scene is in the book. The ending of Dark Disciple. So.
Okay.
But you don't see it. You don't see her come back to life.
So is this her dying is not in Clone Wars? No. So her dying is only.
It was gonna be, but then Disney bought it and fucked everything up. It was gonna be a long ass arc too. It was gonna be like 7 episodes. I was so confused when I saw Obi-Wan and this dude, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then she came back to life, and I was like, "Am I supposed to know?" Like, in my head, I was like, "Oh, I guess I didn't watch an episode of Clone Wars." So when Clone Wars ended, so it ended on season 6. Well, season 5 of Clone Wars was the last one that aired on Cartoon Network. Mm-hmm. And then they came out with the lost episodes. Those are the ones that were finished and completed, and Disney just went ahead and released them.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, my headphones just went out for a second.
Oh.
And then everyone wanted season 7 of Clone Wars. And that was the one good thing Kathleen Kennedy did, was push for season 7, and then they made season 7. But Disney didn't let them do all the episodes they wanted because Clone Wars is ridiculously expensive. George Lucas lost money on Clone Wars.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Right. So then they finished all the arcs on books and comic books and stuff like that.
I'm not a fan of that.
So,
but okay, continue.
I mean, it's better than not finishing it at all.
Fair.
But so they made Dark Disciple, which is a really good book. But it's about the Jedi trying to assassinate Dooku.
Because this still takes place before episode 3.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Quinlan Vos is tasked with trying to assassinate Dooku.
Got you.
He goes and recruits Ventress.
Wait, the Jedi?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I know. It's a big thing. So Quinlan Voss tries to go, or tries to recruit Ventress, and with a little bit of help from Obi-Wan.
Okay.
And because Ventress and Obi-Wan always had some sort of like relationship, like not like more romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Like
I know. What you're saying.
They always had like a click,
Mutual respect.
yeah,
something
like that. And then so he goes and tries to recruit Ventress. They end up like falling in love. She ends up teaching him how to do some dark side stuff.
Yeah,
because she's like, this is the only way to beat Dooku.
Got you.
And I'm summing this down, FYI.
Yeah.
And then they go and try and defeat Dooku. Dooku turns Voss to the dark side. Then she goes and rescues him, and then Dooku kills Ventress as she's trying to save Voss. And then they, obviously, you see the part where he drops her.
And that's where the book ends.
Yeah, and then in the show, it showed it from Ventress's perspective, where she came back to life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And she came back to life through the power of the Dark Sisters? Not Dark
Night
Sisters.
Night Sisters.
Thank you. Dark Sisters is a sword in Game of Thrones.
I guess. But also, at the end of Ahsoka, you see Thrawn arriving at Dathomir.
Yes.
You also see a bunch of caskets in his ship.
Yes.
So I heard this the other day where someone thinks he's taking the caskets to that pool to revive his army. So that's why I'm thinking they use that to set up.
So they basically
it's basically a fucking Lazarus pit.
I was gonna say this is a Lazarus pit. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. That's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But background in. So I didn't know all that when I was watching it. Clearly. So I just kind of thought it was kind of a lackluster. The fight scenes were cool. I didn't know who this kid was she picked up.
I thought it was going to be Kanan, but then it wasn't. So
yeah.
I don't know anymore.
And so, I mean, their adventure was fun, and I had a good time with it. But it also just ended like,
which
anticlimactic.
Something I'm okay with. So people talk about how many Jedi survived Order 66.
I think someone broke it. Did you break it down? Where like there's supposed to be like 1,000 Jedi's left in the
there's supposed to be like 10,000 during the Clone Wars, and then it drops down to like 1,000, which really is not a lot.
I thought it was 100,000 to 1,000. Or maybe I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I feel like 100,000. No.
This must be High Republic.
Yeah,
days.
But because they're not supposed to have great numbers during the prequels, that's why they needed the army. Because I feel like 100,000 Jedi could take on a lot of droids.
That's fucking fair.
But anyways, so, but no, something I've noticed is that they're not like having Jedi Knights, full-fledged Jedi Knights surviving a lot of.
It's mostly Padawans.
It's mostly Padawans, which makes sense because the Masters always did everything to protect their Padawans.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it kind of makes sense. And you see that with Kanan. You see that with Cal Kestis. You see that with this new kid. Like, the Masters are doing everything they can to protect their apprentices.
Yeah, and it's probably easier for a Padawan to hide themselves as a Jedi than a Master would, because Jedis probably have like this like innate like nurturing thing. Like they want to help people, and like they're probably, I don't know, more in tune with the Force. With like Padawans, they're still learning how to tap into the Force. They're not really that like morally motivated, so they can probably blend in.
You see him trying to use the mind trick.
Yeah. And I was just like, and then it was a good show.
Yeah,
for the first half. The first half was fun. I liked it.
And Cad Bane,
but Cad Bane, bro, Dave Filoni put his foot in fucking right in this.
Which people get mad at Dave Filoni for putting all his characters in there, but I'm like, if they're his fucking characters, why would he not?
Yeah, and like. If they're as good as this, like the backstory,
it's not like he made them without George Lucas. He made these characters with George Lucas.
True.
So
like Cad Bane, like
all these characters were made during Ventress was made before.
But like George Lucas has signed off on every single character, like every plan,
every character in Clone Wars, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know he was that involved.
He was involved, dude. I'm telling you, George Lucas was extremely involved in Clone Wars.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't involved at all in Rebels. Well, I take that back. Dave Filoni would still calls George Lucas and asks him what's going on, like what he thinks.
Yeah.
But he's not as involved as he was.
Got you. Yeah, no. Cad Bane.
He was on the set of Mandalorian.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. He took pictures with Baby Yoda and Rosario.
I'm glad that Disney hasn't like excommunicated him out of it, because
I think they have. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau bring him back
because they fucking need it.
Yeah.
They need to do what Marvel's doing and cut down on quality or quantity and just do quality.
I think they are.
Good. Disney's getting their foot out of their ass. Thank you, Bob Iger. Jesus Christ. But no, but honestly, this wanted me to like have like a Cad Bane video game of a I wish this was a live action full movie because it's a Western. Like it's even in the title. So like the titles, because I way over analyzed. So like for the first half, I'm just watching it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Second half, I'm like, analyze. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
This is awesome. Yeah.
I need to analyze because every single episode had like a good reference to the good, which to me is like, oh, it's referencing the good, the bad, the ugly. It's like a Western kind of a situation theme, and like just you go through his whole entire life or like pre-life as a kid with his best friend, forget his name, Leroy or Vilroy, something like that, and then how in the first episode he has to like leave him behind, and like then he like,
which I can't fault him for that one because like what you gonna do
exactly like sometimes you're taking the life of a criminal, a guy's gonna get bit one time and you have to keep on going. But like you can see the like his guiltiness, like, but then he like grasps the money. He's like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. And then like next episode, he has this whole entire
which his voice changed drastically. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, damn, you smoking that young? Like what the heck?
The first, because I know that his kid voice actor was like it's like a huge anime voice actor.
Oh, is it?
So I recognized his voice. Okay. I was like, that's Natsu from Fairy Tail. That's cool. And then as soon as the second, it was I was like, God.
I was like, whoa.
It has like a little accent to it too. I was like, that was not there in the first episode. This guy must be 30 now. Right. I have no idea how old this guy is.
Well, at first I thought they were going to like, he has the tubes.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to like have that affect his voice. And then they didn't. I was like,
that's just who he is.
Yeah, I was like, all right, fine.
Just a 3-pack a day smoker.
Which the guy who played the guy who voiced Cad Bane in the Clone Wars voiced Cad Bane in Boba.
Oh, did he not do it in this one?
Well, I'm sure he did it in this
one.
But I mean, it makes
that's fun. Yeah. It's more consistently. I like that. Oh yeah, but no, the second episode where he had like his mentor gets shot. That was my favorite episode when the mentor got shot.
I wish they showed it. But I mean,
like him, the law, yeah, and he was like the lawman, and then you see his friend come back into his life. He's like, you got to get out of here,
bud. Got a kid now.
Well, this is so much drama, and I fucking love this. It was so
like a
good.
Fucking soap opera.
I loved it because let's be honest. As soon as I saw that kid, I was like, and he called him Papa. I was like, nigga, you green, you're blue. Like it's like you know what's happening. As soon as I heard him say Papa, I'm like, oh, that ain't your kid.
It's like in that the movie. I don't even know what movie it is. I just see the clip where she's in prison and she goes, "This is your baby," and he's like, "That baby is white as hell." Like,
the Cat Williams.
Yeah, he's like, "That baby was born with a 720 credit score."
That baby was born in the mountains of Caucasus. Like this one might be mine. This one is not mine. That's literally the same thing. Yeah. I was like, and then they kind of more alluded to it to a point where they're like, oh, Aaron, the mom. I'm like, dude, it's such good storytelling, and it was just obvious. I'm just a person who just kind of looks for that kind of stuff, and it plays right into my alley. Like I like a story that gives. Oh, okay, great. My guy lets Joe do his lawnmower right when we're doing a podcast. No, it's a lawnmower. Anyways, definitely a lawnmower. I am a person who's a fan of moral, like, gray areas in stories. Like, when a friend has to face a friend, or, like, you have to face your past and to get to what you want or what you think you want kind of a situation. Not to bring up Arcane again, but that's a big theme in Arcane. And that's a big theme in the 7th season of Clone Wars with Ahsoka, I feel like, with Anakin.
If he... Oh, man.
Like you have to get to your past, like, or come to terms with, and like him fighting his best friend from childhood, like that legit Mexican standoff. Well, no, he fights the marshal, and his friend's like, "Don't do that." I'm like, I'm getting my revenge. It's also a revenge story, which I'm always
because Cad Bane is not a good guy. Like he's not a good guy. He is a bad person. Like Boba, he's just a person gets the job done. He's not going to go after anybody. He goes after people, but he's a person, and he
Yeah,
he goes and gets the job done. Cad Bane will fucking kill you for just
or anything. I mean, he shot his best friend because he thought that he did take his girl.
Yeah,
and he's like, that's personal. I'm gonna fucking kill you now.
Well, I think he wanted to kill him at first because he didn't know he took his girl. When he came back, he found out about that afterwards.
Oh yeah, you're right. He came back to go find her, and then she was like, well,
no, he came back to kill the marshal because the marshal killed his mentor.
No, I'm sorry. I skipped forward to the last episode where he's in jail. So like in the second episode, he kills the marshal. Mm-hmm. His friends like, give it up. You have to. And then his girl, I think Erin is her name, like took his gun and was like, "You're stop." And it makes sense now why she took her gun, and she was like, "I want you to live," because we know now she was pregnant with his kid. Yeah. And then he goes off to jail for 5 years. When he's coming back, I think him coming back, and then like after that 5-year stint, he was like, I think he was coming back for his girl, and then they were gonna go off in the galaxy. And then when he got off the plane, he was like,
I thought he was coming back to kill the marshal anyways.
Well, the marshal is already dead. He killed the marshal already.
No. His friend became the marshal.
Oh yeah, no. I think he just can't. I don't think he knew that. I don't think he knew his friend became the marshal. I don't think he knew anything. He was in jail for 5 years.
That's fair.
First thing that came out, they told him out the plane was, he was like, "Where's Aaron?" And he was like, "Well,
that's true."
And then he was like, "The marshal's like married her." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck the marshal up." And then it happened to be his friend. And then he's like, "Oh, so where's Aaron?" He's like, "She's dead." Like, you keep telling me shit I don't want to hear. Exactly. That's a pretty good line. I was like, that's a dope line.
Did he say that?
No, he is. He's like, you keep telling me something I don't like. I shouldn't be hearing today, or something like that. Or he said something to like.
I'll have to rewatch it.
He's like, he said something to the line where he was like, people keep telling me stuff I don't want to hear, and I'm pissing me off. That's the vibe I got off of it. Yeah. And then he literally just shoots the guy down in front of his kid, and then.
Friends at I think he kind of knew it was his kid, but
I don't think he cared enough to like analyze the kid, because he was too much in his anger. And then once like he's sitting there with the dead body, he sees the kid crying. He's like, shit. "Oh, this is my little bitch." Yeah. Like, and then he's like, "I don't want to see you again." He's like,
"Bye, bitch."
Literally,
bye, motherfucker.
All right, without a hesitation.
There it is.
Yep, there it is. That's when you know we've hit an hour.
Yeah. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. Okay.
Stop it. You don't even say it out loud. But that was it makes me like him more, because I was introduced to him, I think, in a couple episodes of Clone Wars. Didn't think anything of it. That was like a one-off character. Then he came back in The Mandalorian.
He came back. He was in there the final episode of season 1. I think they were breaking Zero the Hutt out of prison.
Okay.
I think that was the first time you see Cad Bane.
And then I thought it was a one-off character until I saw him in Mandalorian. In live action, I was like, why does this look familiar? I had to look up. I had to look up. Dude, like, who is this guy?
When he was walking in the desert, like walking up to the dude, I forget his name. Yeah, and he shot him. I was like, there ain't no way they're gonna do this. I was like, there ain't no way. And then you see his hat. I'm like, fuck yes. And then you see his face, and I'm like, why the fuck does he look retarded? Like, what the fuck?
God. Oh, Tales of the Underworld. Good show. So far, I think Marvel and Star Wars, Disney properties, are getting their shit back on track.
Have you been watching Disney Plus lately? They're getting so desperate they put commercials in there.
Oh yeah, no, they've always been done. No, they had to absorb Hulu. I think that's what they've learned. When they first launched Disney Plus, they had Mandalorian was like the flagship, and then they had a bunch of Marvel stuff. They come out, and then you watch it, but like there's nothing to keep watching.
But also, Disney Plus has not been profitable.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. From when it starts, when you launch first something, when you first launch something, it's never going to be profitable. You got to wait a couple of years. What I'm saying is, they had new stuff, but people weren't still like watch like Hulu, or like Netflix. They have Friends, stuff you can rewatch on a daily basis. Disney doesn't have that. Yeah. That's why they had to team up with Hulu. Yeah. To get those kind of shows.
They didn't team up with it. They bought it.
Shit, you're right. Like ABC, that's all under the Disney umbrella. So they combined ESPN. They combined it to Disney Plus, so they can start trying to at least get their money back. Mm-hmm. And now I think Kevin Feige's hip to that. Kathleen Kennedy, God rest her soul, hopefully.
What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck did you just say? I don't even know. Did you just say God rest her soul, hopefully?
I blacked out. I don't know what I said.
I don't know what you're trying to say. I mean, I don't like the bitch, but goddamn, I didn't say I want her dead.
I didn't say that either. Have I ever said I wanted her dead? But no, I'm saying they're getting hip to this. All right, I apologize, Kathleen Kennedy. I don't want anybody. I don't wish ill to anybody. I don't want that karma on me. Okay, I wish you a long, happy life just outside of Star Wars.
Whoa, slow down there. I didn't say long.
What do you want from me?
At this point, I'm just
you know what? Just live.
Just live. I don't even care.
Just do what you want. But I think they're getting hip to this, so they're like, okay, let's cut down on all this stuff and make general quality shows that people will go back and want to rewatch. And so I think
that's why they're making these short shows. Something
like I feel like people will want. I don't like it, but I feel like Andor is a rewatchable show. You can go back and rewatch it.
I have a hard time watching it the first time.
No, but I'm saying for people who actually do like it,
have you been watching it?
It's so fucking hard.
It's so hard, dude. Well, here's the thing.
I just don't care for it.
Something that's pissing me off. Mm-hmm. First off, I don't like people who fake liking something to get stuff from Disney, because a lot of YouTubers do that.
Oh yeah, because they're part of the business.
Yeah, and I hate it. So they keep saying, "Oh, Andor is our favorite Star Wars." I'm like, how is Andor your favorite part of Star Wars?
I can see it for people who are like,
film junkies.
Yeah, like for like people who are film addicts and like cinephiles. Yeah, I can see how, because it looks marvelous. It's good writing. So there are, in the history of me, I love watching TV. I love watching movies. It takes a lot for me not to like a show. Like at most, I will give a bad show that I know is like universally bad, probably like a C-. Mm-hmm. There's not a show. There are certain, I'm just trying to set it up to where I watch a lot. There are only 2 shows in the face of this planet that I know are decent shows that I cannot watch. One is Andor.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one?
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh. Okay.
My friend has told me, and I started watching it, and I like the first half of this. It doesn't grasp me, and I know it's good. Like the story is, everything is good. It's just what the story they're telling doesn't affect me.
People will tell me, "Oh, they love Andor. It's amazing." And then like we were literally texting about it, and I was like, with you, me, and Jalen. Yeah. And I asked Jalen, "Have you like how you feeling about Andor?" He goes, he's like, "I can dig it. I like it," or something like that. Yeah. And then I was like, "I just think it's so boring." He goes, "Oh, don't get me wrong. It's boring." I'm like, "So you're saying it's boring, but you like it?"
No, I kind of get that, because that's how I feel about the first season of Daredevil on Netflix.
It's boring, but you like it?
Yeah.
But if it's boring, I can't like it. That's the thing.
It's talky. It's very...
I can deal with talky. Like, I don't mind dialogue.
But it's setting up a lot in season 1. And I think... I don't know. That's how I feel about season 1 of Daredevil. But then there's also these awesome action scenes and fight scenes in season 1 that they're like... You're like, hell yeah.
Where are you at in Andor?
Dude, I think they're about to break out of prison. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Episode 8 or 9.
You've seen Andy Serkis?
Yeah, and he's like the boss of the floor.
Yeah. Okay, so this isn't really a spoiler for season 2.
I don't give it to you.
Okay.
Say what you need. Say what you need to say.
In Rebels, Mon Mothma talks about the Gormans, which is a race of people.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
She talks about the slaughter of the Gormans. In Andor,
they show it.
They show it.
Oh, I might skip to that.
Yeah. It's literally their last arc of season 2, and it just literally shows him getting K2SO, the droid. And
I know K2.
Yeah. And it shows the slaughter and then this big massive fight scene. It was the only part of Andor that I was like, this is actually really good.
And then
that scene ends, and I'm like, okay, this is boring.
Because it was more like Rogue One, probably.
It kind of, it had, I don't know.
And it's also based on a history that was already previously established in a Star Wars property.
Exactly. It had some relevance.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, because that's my biggest, so Star Wars is obviously, it's all connected. Yeah. That's why the plot line of every Star Wars movie is so fucking thin.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, because like, you don't just take the plot of that movie, you have to take the plot of everything. This show, this book. And that's why I love Star Wars, because it's all so, it's all so connected.
It's why I love it, but it's why also why I hate it because like I said earlier, I don't like that you have like, there's something here that's like in a comic book or like a book that I don't read.
Right.
Put it to TV, put it to movies. Yes.
It mostly is.
Keep it in one form of media.
Yeah.
And then I'm okay with it.
That's how Ahsoka is, and that's but Ahsoka is mostly, if you watch Clone Wars and Rebels, it has more relevance. But and that's why I really liked Ahsoka. I didn't like the last episode, but other than that, I really liked Ahsoka.
I didn't mean I think Ahsoka is the first property of Star Wars that Paige has seen, and she liked.
Oh, really? And she actually understood it?
No, I don't know if I can know if she knew it. I don't know if I knew what was going on. To be completely honest with you,
I'm really looking forward to season 2.
Season 2 is, I think they're going on. Disney's going quality over quantity. Thank you.
And I just want to talk about Rosario Dawson. Can I no, not in like a bad way.
Like in a sexual way?
No, not in a sexual way. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but like, she, Rosario Dawson absolutely kills it as Ahsoka.
See, who was I talking with? I think I was talking with my aunt because she's a huge Star Wars fan as well. And she was talking about like, I don't think I like the way she's like playing it. Because there was like, I remember when it came out, because there were people who were saying like, oh, she's not the same Ahsoka from like the TV show. She's not bubbly or anything like that. I'm like,
she's supposed to be.
I'm like, yeah, she's grown up. She's lived through some shit.
She's like 40 years old.
But then
she's not 15 years old.
But then there's like, as soon as there's like a little spark. I don't know which episode it is. I think it was when they go to like that planet. I forget the name. Mm-hmm. It's like she kind of gets a little bit more like snippy or snarky and stuff like that.
It's because she got very depressed.
Why would you? You lived through a whole entire rebellion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she got depressed
and did nothing.
She thought her master died. Yeah. And then she found out, oh no, my master turned to the dark side.
And he's one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
Exactly. I fought him and I escaped with like by the skin of my teeth.
She's seen some shit.
Yeah, and she's been through a lot. She's not gonna be the same person. But then when her master came back and talked to her and beat the shit out of her again, she kind of came back to her normal self.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it, but as for like her mannerisms and everything, like she gives the same kind of smile. She kind of gives the same head. I love Ahsoka. She like just the character. She kind of gives like the same head tilt in the first time you see her in Mandalorian. The same, not want to say the same fight style. Same fight style from Rebels, not from Clone Wars, because she grew up. But she definitely has that same.
The essence of Ahsoka.
Same essence of Ahsoka.
Yeah, I feel that.
Dave Filoni obviously was a big part of that because anytime Ahsoka's in there, he directs it.
And she's a good enough actress to where she can embody something like that.
Oh, she's an amazing actress.
Yeah. And she kind of looks like the makeup does help, but like the fact that she's kind of I don't know what her background is. She's Hispanic.
I don't know what she is.
Half Hispanic, half black.
She's hot. I don't know.
Her complexion helps with the makeup and making it look more natural.
Ahsoka is an alien, so you can't get like Ashley Eckstein did an amazing voice for Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she can't play Ahsoka in live action.
Yeah,
she's
most people can't.
She's white. Like you need someone with that exotic look.
Yeah, and
Rosario Dawson kills it.
Yeah, and even the young Ahsoka, the same chick who's in Barbie, and she's also played young Gamora in Avengers.
She played young. She did a really good job too.
She's like blowing the fuck up right now. Good. I forget her name. But
she's gonna be in season 2.
Is she, yeah, because the whole you said that there's that flashback, so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a good place to end it. Star Wars, Marvel, both back, baby. Well, we can see.
We'll find out.
What's the next Marvel Oh no,
Fantastic Four?
No, actually, I don't think it's Ironheart.
Oh,
and then I meant to say Star Wars. Next Star Wars project coming out is
I don't even know anymore. I think it's gonna be next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's gonna suck.
It's gonna be a long time.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah. I think 26 and 27 is when they're
and you guys fucked up because we could have had a season 2 of The Acolyte.
I'm okay with that. I will fuck that up every single day.
I like the bad guy in there. I want his story.
Dude, that show, maybe I would if it was just somewhat of a better show.
I think the show ruined that character for a lot of people because I think I don't even know his name, Quasar or Kuzar or something like that. I don't know. The Asian dude, I think he played a villain very well. And
Yeah.
I think that he needs to be brought back, but in a better property.
I don't know.
His helmet was
My
sick.
thing is-
his fighting style was sick. Everything
You
about
want
it
to know
was
my
sick.
biggest issue? One of my biggest issues.
Okay,
with
well,
that show.
let's shoot. Then we'll wrap it up.
And this is a actual in universe issue. This isn't even like a out.
Yeah.
All these Jedi are dying.
Yep.
They don't bring it up to Yoda, or Yoda doesn't sense it until the very last post credit scene of that show.
You can say the same thing about they didn't know the Sith was coming back in the
Yeah, but when all the Jedi started dying, he felt it
in what
in Order 66.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in episode 1 of Star Wars, you can't tell me that you can't sense that the dark side of the Force is back.
But they were feeling it.
Did they?
Mace Windu talked about how their ability to use the Force is being diminished. That's what they're talking about.
I just watched episode 1 and I don't remember them saying that.
Was it in episode 1 or episode 2?
It might be episode 2.
It was one of those two.
I'm thinking it's episode 2.
They were feeling it. They were sensing something.
I don't know. Qui-Gon Jinn was like, "Hey, I think I met a son and seen a Sith Lord," and they were like, "Since I've been back for millennia."
Well, they were doubting it, but they felt something was going on. At least Yoda was.
Well, Yoda was a bitch and didn't say it. Yoda's kind of a cranky old man in the prequels.
He is, isn't he?
Paige pointed that out. I was like, "You're kind of right. He's kind of being a bitch right now."
He tones down a little bit in episode 3, I feel like, but
I like old crackhead Yoda personally.
playing with the light.
All right. Well, this has been another episode. You can catch us on this channel, Squirrely TV. You can follow Squirrely TV on all social medias. You'll find us there. We're there. We're a bunch of nerds. Come check us out. You got anything else you want to add?
I'm good.
Okay. Jalen, get better soon.
He's not sick.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, guys. Bye.
See ya.